Hello, and welcome to Cascadia, Netrunner American Continentals 2026. I'm Timmy. Here with me this morning is Geostark. How are you, Geo?
Hello, everyone. Fine, fine. Very, very excited to join this stream, and we will have some good and exciting Netrunner games, I'm sure.
Yes, very exciting. This has been quite an intense tournament from many perspectives. Yesterday, we had some serious technical issues that the tournament's records were accidentally deleted, I believe. So a lot of people have been working very hard behind the scenes to recover the tournament. They were able to do it yesterday after about an hour. So one of the rounds was pushed back to today. So we had 7 rounds of Swiss already yesterday, and today we will be doing the final 3 rounds of Swiss before a cut to top 16.
Yeah, and shout out to everyone working on that. Has been really a lot of people involved on this. So of course, uh, maybe I will forget some people, but Man in the Moon, Stride, um, Lucy. I don't know. Help me if I forget some people, but there is really, really a lot for people hearing us and at home. A lot of people working on this to make all this experience coming to your houses. So shout out to all these people working so hard, and thank you for all the work all of you are doing.
Yeah, it's a huge team involved here. Thanks so much to Juniper Theory for running the stream. A lot of people assisting her as well. People like Quesadilla, our big commentary team as well. Gio and I will be here for the final Swiss rounds, and then we'll be handing things off to a new team for the top cut. Shall we check in on the state of the tournament right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little messy because they're still figuring out the details of the software. But I believe our lone undefeated player after 7 rounds is Wikinometry. Congratulations to her. I was able to cast her round 3 runner game against Night Ride yesterday, and she did a really cool play using Simulship to flicker a hush. Yeah, that was
Super cool.
the play
Amazing.
of the tournament so far for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and she's on Nuvum and Magdalene as her 2 decks.
It's the big Magdalene, right? The 60 plus card Magdalene, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we have confirmation of that, but we believe so.
But we believe,
Um,
yeah.
yes, commentating remotely, there's a lot of information we're not quite privy to. So she's on 21 points, and I believe that means she should be locked for top 16, barring some crazy happenstance. And most likely she'll take a few intentional draws and will probably be in the top half of the top 16 as well, which means she will have choice of Corp or Runner during the first round of the cut. Okay. After Wikinometry, we have, looks like 5 players on 6 wins, 18 points. Those are Why Not, Ooskite, Cold Lava, Kabloosh, and Leah, our defending Cascadia champion from last year. And 4 of them are on Wayland, mostly Ob, and 1 is on Jinteki Restoring Humanity. As far as runners, in the very top, we have an even split between Shapers and Lu for Anarchs. Following that, we have a big scrum of players currently on 5 wins, 15 points.
Yeah,
So
that will
it'll
be
be a
every Joshua. I don't know how you pronounce it. Yanni White
that
played.
is Johnny, I believe, the Berkeley, California Mega City champion,
Yeah, yeah.
and he is our
I know Johnny, but I don't know how we pronounce his
JCO
handle.
maybe, and he's our lone Epiphany player, and he's really showing off that Epiphany can still do work.
And also there is this SSG, Speed Racer, Faceless, Riel, the Soviet Love Hammer, Osa, Akin, Laura 42, Limes as sitting at 15 points. And there we see a bit more of Cream.
Yes, finally the Crims start turning up. It was at the start a pretty evenly split runner field. It looks like the Criminals maybe have done a little more poorly on day one. And then we've actually had a graduated cut. We've eliminated everyone below 4 wins. Those players will be doing side events today. So for day 2, we only have 43 players left who are in contention to make the top 16. It looks like our stream players have sat down and have begun to shuffle. We'll try to pay attention to any mulligans that might happen here. I'm not the best at recognizing alt arts, unfortunately. That should be Vic on the left side. Do you recognize that corp ID? Is it looks like Nuvum under the under the altar?
I don't recognize it either.
If it's Nuvum, then I'm guessing this might be Wiki. And it looks like she is paired. No, maybe the pairings I'm looking at aren't accurate. Don't. Yeah, not totally sure who is on stream yet. Ah, the Soviet Love Hammer and Faceless, it seems.
Okay.
Yes. So, Dio, what were your expectations for this first tournament after the new 26.08 ban list?
I think as we have seen so far, the the coming back from Ob. I mean, Ob was still doing good with SV and Extract ban, but I think now that SV is on ban, we were expecting a firm augmentation of Ob players. I think Jinteki lovers are coming back to Auko. So I think so far we have seen a bit of that. I think also
Yes.
that Big could have like more play in the field because Big had a really difficult matchup into Melis, and now that Melis is banned, I think more people will try to make to play Vic and a bit more Crema. I think so. I think will be like a bit more difference on the IDs we will see for discounts. But today is huge
Yes.
because it's the first time we're seeing a tournament, and this will, of course, influence the next continentals that are to come yet.
Yes, definitely. Tell me, when is the European Continentals and other Continentals happening? Do you know?
The continentals are on the third week of August. So
Okay, so
like
there'll be a few weeks for people to iterate.
yeah, of course. There is of course a lot of players watching this tournament and seeing what people is cooking. So I feel this is so exciting because everything is new. Everyone is trying their ideas that I have tested just for a couple of days. So
Yes,
it's really
absolutely.
really cool.
With so little time for brewing and such a big tournament, it makes sense that those trends you outlined would play out here. We had 89 players at the start of yesterday, I believe. Looks like both players have taken a mulligan here. They're drawing up their new starting hands. Uh, how do you feel about this matchup, Newham versus Vic?
I think Krim has a better matchup into this Nuvem because I think this Nuvem was particularly difficult for Lou because we
Mhm.
know Lou installs a big rig and after it becomes inevitable. But
But he's
I think
susceptible
Krim
to
with all
getting rushed in.
the pressure is really harder for Nuvem to set up a strong remote. So I think it's uh, it's a good matchup for the runner, I guess.
Yes, we'll see if that's borne out. I expect a close matchup, certainly, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
Nuvem
that
is strong.
I agree. This Newham deck is, uh, if it's the story popularized by Jai and others, it's probably designed to prey on Anarchs who are a little slow to set up, a little hard pressed to deal with big ice early. Okay, we're setting off. Newham is starting off with ice on HQ. Always a good bet against criminal players. And
Yeah.
looks like maybe just click for 2 credits. And then the Soviet Love Hammer here is setting up, interestingly, Prognostic Q Loop. That's not a card I expected to see in Vic at all.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting cook. I don't recognize the program that is installed.
I believe it's a
Ah, it's
Chesva.
Chesbe. It's Chesbe. Is the yeah. It's from this Cascadia.
Yes, very
Okay,
pretty card. So this suggests
boomerang
that the
into
runner is
transfer.
on like a very interesting criminal deck, like an oddball, something like the Xylus that Tuno made last year. Am I remembering correctly? Something a lot more
The
program
Dirt
focused.
Eater. Yeah.
Dirt Eater, that's right.
So we see a transfer, boomerang into transfer. No rest from the corp, and we see a seamless launch in the hand. That's the early pressure I was speaking about. I think this cream can slow down a bit the the corp to don't allow them to install that comfortably the remote. So
Okay, the Corp is replacing the Boomerang dice. Yeah, this is not a great economic start for Nuvum. Faceless has not been able to trigger their ID ability at all yet. No operations, no expendabilities. So this is a very slow start. Nuvum is known for making a lot of credits very quickly, and that hasn't happened yet. Okay, it looks like the runner's having a think here. They're still tagged. We see that represented on both sides. So they're floating the tag from the transfer of wealth for the moment. Resolving prognostic Q loop.
they are
So
running again HQ.
Q loop is certainly a great card if you want to make a lot of decisions every turn.
Yeah. And it's also good for setup and go a bit faster through the deck.
Yeah, assuming the stack is built around it, could be a really nice start. And see a tree line rest on R&D. So Faceless maybe signaling that they actually don't have many agendas in hand, or maybe just wanting to preserve the surprise factor of the ice on HQ, prioritizing the res on R&D instead.
I think that's the case because they haven't rest twice on HQ, and runner has access twice the seamless. So it doesn't seem like there is a lot the corp care still in hand.
Yeah,
Not trashables,
it's
not.
it's interesting because again, Newman hasn't seemed to found their economy operations, so you have to wonder what else they have in hand. But they definitely want to prioritize finishing this anthill to get them liquid, really give them a bank of credits to plan their next move, and there's their first economy operation that the anthill drew them into. It's a petty cash, which can trigger Nuvum twice over 2 turns.
Thinking about triggering. Okay, so we are triggering Nivem. That's the amazing thing about Nubem, that those two credits really helps to burst the economy, and when you
Yes,
have like a slow start, like we were saying that they had.
yes, 2 credits every turn is a huge ability. It does come with the
Yeah.
cost of having to trash cards from R&D, but there are some interesting tricks with that. You don't always have to get the trash from your ID ability itself. Cards like Basalt Spire, Cultivate can also trash cards from R&D and give you a kind of a free extra 2 credits on top of their normal value.
Advance.
Yeah, we see a push here. The Soviet Love Hammer has expended both a boomerang and a Phaserum on HQ ice, so they may not have a tool to just cheat past this remote ice now.
Yeah, it's really risky. I mean, I don't doubt we have a second boomerang or something. Maybe not in hand, but I think it's a pretty aggressive push here. But we have seen the seamless, so also makes sense if you feel that you have a window here.
Yes, as a Wayland Rush deck, you often cannot wait to set up a perfect impregnable server.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to feel the vibes, know when you have to take the risk and push. The runner has not drawn too many cards yet, so the chance that they have the exact right tool maybe is not that high.
We stole that's a Waker, right? I think.
I believe so. The runner just
Yeah.
took 1 damage. So this will justify their HQ focus quite a bit more. Because now every HQ access will turn into a future R&D access.
And I think that that's putting pressure on the corp, because I mean, if we res the HQIs, then can we also res the remote one? So
Definitely. The corp again does not have that many credits this early on.
and
And
we
we
are
get a free
installing a
install as
second
well.
chessbet from Kulub.
Oof. Yeah, this is
Spin
definitely a
Doctor.
lot of programs. These these centrals are going to be wide open once the runner can find their icebreakers.
Yeah.
Double Chesba, all these other tools for cheating past big ice as well. Well, this is going to be an interesting trade. The corp needs to get a lot of value out of the score, it seems like, because they're giving up a lot by leaving this HQ open to the wake.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's about salt.
I agree.
Normally, it's the agenda that you want to score first as Nuvem. It's really a huge swing on the game for Nuvem.
Yeah, it's so flexible, lets you manipulate cards, get back your best cards, get back money. Very importantly, it lets you run measured response 2 or 3 times, very trivially. So if the corp has drawn a basalt, we expect they will try to score that with a seamless on their next turn.
Was that a measure? The last card we accessed. 'Cause Runner was seeming to think about.
There's some
There's a lot of altars this tournament. They are so cool, but
yes, yes.
we are not used to all of them.
think a lot of them were given away during the Friday draft event as well. Some like completely original
So
ones,
cool.
perhaps.
So cool. So we are playing petty catch from the bin.
And Basalt stolen from HQ.
Wow.
Oof. We'll see if Faceless did jam a second one here. Otherwise, that's going to feel bad.
That's the one you want to look to see on your score area
Okay.
more than
There's the
anything.
seamless.
Yep. Is there a second?
First resolving the Newton trigger, and then I think double advance. I think you called it. Yeah.
That makes it also.
Yeah, this makes sense. This was just not a very comfortable mulligan for the Corp. And I think pushing out this Basalt is just the way to go to get at least one of the Basalts in your score area instead of just losing the game to losing two Basalt Spires. Hermes bounces the remote ice, of course, because there is a Physarum Entangler hosted on the HQ ice. It's the only other unrest card. Another Q-loop trigger, another alt art. How do you feel about the chances of both players here? It's kind of an evenish trade, it feels like.
I
So it's
think
going to be
Basaltus still is huge, but I think for developing the scoring plan of the corp, is having a basalt is really really important. I think if corp arrived to find the thread to install agendas and try to fork the runner into, if you run I measure you, if not I can advance the agendas I'm installing. I think it's looking good. I think both of them have been developing their board. Maybe the runner a bit better on the developing the board, but
the
I think
runner
the
has a lot
basalt
of
is
cards
huge.
installed.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
agree.
Qloop is crazy. Qloop going crazy.
Yeah, it's looking really interesting here. The the Corp has this Basalt Spire with two counters that they really have to make the most out of, whereas the runner has all these installed cards, but not too many credits in their credit pool. It looks like only two.
Yeah.
The Corp has maintained a decent bank of looks like maybe 11 credits, 12 credits. Um, and the fact that both players on 3 points means the Soviet Love Hammer has to be really careful because any agenda that's scored or stolen would put threat level above 4, and measure response would become very, very threatening.
The way keep getting counters. That's that could be important because when you're in this position, you want to make every access as important as possible. So
Yes, and that's a huge threat from the runner as well. Even if they steal an agenda and the measured threat is looming, they could always go for a Hail Mary R&D run if they can get through that tree line, access 4 cards, and maybe just close out the game before the Corp has a chance to punch them.
double ice in HQ.
Yeah, the Corp certainly wants to
Safe
find a
bet.
new ice that can shore up HQ here. But it looks like they're drawing
What
their
NS
operations right
program
now
we
instead.
installed?
Oh, okay. KPI into second ice. Some kind of virus program, it seems.
Leech maybe, because it got a counter
Yes, I believe it's a
on a.
leech. So a lot of support programs that absolutely no icebreakers yet. It's kind of surprising, as like most criminals have a lot of tools for getting their icebreakers. They have cheap icebreakers like Shibboleth. I would expect like a Dirt Eater style deck to play more icebreakers than the zero we've seen.
Yeah, we have seen the hand, and there is a Bosso on in
Oh,
hand.
Buzzsaw. That makes the leech make a lot more sense. So this is
Yeah,
like a very Doom Rig style Vic.
And I'm not sure if I recognize a Swift. I don't know because we have a Hermes, so I don't know. It was a card that I didn't recognize. It was just white.
All good.
It's surely
Get used to that.
unaltered.
It's like the corp deciding to trash their top card after resolving. Was that still the key performance indicators or a pivot or something?
No, I think we were still resolving the KPI. We are taking a credit. Oh, okay.
And yeah, chat pointing out that there's a zero cost hardware that I think is a gachapon. Another really interesting include. I think that's 2 influence. Gachapon can find virtual resources or programs. So showing
HQ.
how many programs are probably in this deck.
That's another tree
Yeah.
line.
Bravado into a tree line that will keep the runner out unless they can install something from the top with Q loop.
Maybe they are about thinking about popping Gachapon. I'm not sure.
Yes, that's true. Another instant way to get an icebreaker. She knows the
Yep.
top 2 cards of the deck. Okay, we flip. I think there was a fermenter in there. Oh, there's a Copura.
Pura.
That is the
Yeah,
icebreaker
it's a
she
very
needs.
shapery deck.
Extremely.
Now we are thinking what we were RFG.
And she has 4 credits on Chesvas, so she'll be able to get through this tree line. And then most likely the Facerum dice, unless maybe it has too many subroutines to bypass. But of course, Gachapon requires you to also make another decision. Let's see what she'll remove from the game. This is all altars, I think.
This deck is so
Like
rich in altars.
yeah, there's an overclock, a carpe diem, a sure gamble. Sure gamble and fermenter getting removed, I believe.
It's a sure gamble. Wow. Like it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think a runner will put a lot of pressure on centrals. I mean, hasn't been great the economy, and I
This
think
bravado is going to
now
go a
we
long
can.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for the runner as long as they don't get flatlined by a measure response. The central pressure just looks so formidable, and the
yeah.
corp does not have any remotes going at all. So corp here is going to break through the tree line, get a counter, or is that actually just a bounce? No, chance of card's being used.
Yeah, we bounced.
Oh, we did bounce. Chance of
Yeah,
credits were used on installing, I guess.
maybe to avoid the one credit from tree line. I mean, anyway, you are paying with Chesba.
Oh, you think she broke the ice and then jacked out?
I think.
To play around measured response, perhaps. You need to make a successful run before that card is turned on.
I think we want credits here because making too many axes here can put us on threat 4, and there is where games start to be dangerous.
Yeah, maybe Sophia Lovehammer feels like she has a really strong long-term position and just wants to play really safe for the time being. Makes sense.
And having already Buzzsaw in hand and something, I mean, I think we know that eventually we can contest the remote. So runner has to be careful to don't overextend and be on measure range.
Yeah, tough game for the Corp. Uh,
Yeah.
is it back to Faceless's turn? I think he's trying to figure out how to proceed. See one ice, several operations, maybe
So
no
we're
agendas.
thinking about taking something with basalt, maybe.
That's true, yeah. That's always a decision you have to make. There's an important window at the end of the runner's turn before you get the information of your mandatory draw. But because Basalt Spire is once per each turn, you can use both counters, one on the runner's turn and then draw your card, and then one on your turn. So if you need to recur 2 cards for some kind of play, it's really important to pause before you take your turn. What do you think would make sense for him to pull back here?
I don't see his hand, but it's interesting that we are not installing a remote. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's up to, it's like, would a remote play be too slow at this point? Does he need to slow down and just really shore up centrals to be somewhat taxing? Or would that just play into the runner's plan?
I'm not sure. Eventually we need to install a remote, and I mean R&D with the two chessboards. I mean, is like paper thin. So
Yeah, it's so tough. But the runner,
eventually we
if
need
they
to
did,
start to make the runner spend somewhere.
yes, for sure. But if Vic did jack out on HQ, she's shown that she wants to be pretty cautious here. So I think
Yeah.
you're right that yes, we need to make a play and we need to force the game to
Yeah.
progress, force the runner to do things that are risky and out of their comfort zone.
There is there is the an install on the remote, and yeah, because the runner here is looking like with a better board. Now Dreamnet is coming, so we are getting more value from runs. But I think corporate really needs to force some kind of runs and try to get a window either for scoring or flatlining the runner. So
Yeah.
putting some some cards on the remote is always good to force the
So
runner
this
to play.
so DreamNet is Vic's signature card in this meta as the only virtual runner in the game. Um,
I've
it
seen some
does,
people saying that is the idea.
mhm, yes, it does pressure Soviet Love Hammer to start making successful runs here. So where the game's going to get a little more interesting now. Presumably, measured response will be an option.
Going to R&D, we get the leech counter, the
So many
penetrate card
successful run
from,
triggers. Key loop. Yeah.
and we are using the weight counter, so I
Okay,
think we
here's
are
a big
seeing
push.
4 here.
So the runner is getting a leech counter, looking at the top two, maybe installing something. I guess there's no window. You have to DreamNet first. So you probably have to draw the top card and then resolve key loop because there's no paid ability window between resolving those effects.
I think we have looked at the cards, but we are not installing.
And now is the corp considering maybe using basalt before the 4 card access?
I think we stole a spin on the remote,
Mm,
so maybe that's the consideration. So first card,
it's a big
what
dig.
is
I
it?
think that's another spin.
Okay, we are trashing spin.
There's an agenda. There's a Hermes Spance.
Okay.
Bouncing the Fazarum dice, it looks like. Kind of reducing the risk of running into HQ. It's less unknown information there. The agenda,
Just let them dream, I think.
let them dream.
That's 1 point for the runner.
Oh no, the Facerum was already flickered onto the remote somehow. So the runner's on 4 points here. Let them dream only worth 1 point, of course. But that is threat 4.
The
Let's see
runner is on how many credits?
Yeah, and how many clicks left to try to do something. Seems like she does have 8 credits. From this transfer of wealth. So this should hopefully be enough. The corp looks like can maybe threaten double measured, but most likely not enough cards to threaten triple measured. So keeping 8 cards, 8 credits and 4 cards should be enough to survive.
And now we are
Now we check the
contesting the
remote.
remote.
This is quite a pivot turn.
Yeah. Runner really managing well the pressure.
Yeah, cool thing about a Dirt Eater style deck is that you're meant to be able to float tags very often. You play a lot of programs like hardware instead of resources. Vic, of course, does want DreamNet as a key resource, but it seems like with only DreamNet, Soviet Love Hammer might be willing to float tags on certain turns when the Corp might not have the tempo to get rid of that resource. And if she loses it, well, maybe she can get advantages elsewhere. But no, she did clear the tag, I believe.
Yeah, she
Might have
didn't. We
trash
didn't
the spin
pop
doctor.
spin, but we didn't trash either. I think to
Yeah, she
be
wants to
on
keep
play
exactly
credit.
8 credits, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's another petty cash. We are
Nice. The corp
triggering
needs
new
to
down.
get more money to increase the threat. Oh, maybe taking that
Oh, yeah.
back. I wish we could hear what they're saying here.
Yeah. They are calling a judge, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seems like there might be a judge call.
yeah, yeah. I think it's because he had trashed the card, and after he put it back on the on R&D. But I think anyway, playing petty cash. Yeah, because he revealed that he saw the card when he played petty cash. So that might be somehow information.
Yeah, maybe he wants to take back the petty cash, but he's already seen the top card, so it might not
Yeah,
be
yeah.
allowed.
I think that's what is happening.
Gotcha. Our players are tired, of course. It's a big event. Long
Yeah.
day yesterday. I'm sure a lot of social things happening as well after the Swiss rounds finished yesterday. And then
Yeah, I
this is
think it took back the Novem trigger. He played a petty cash, but
oh yes, of
didn't
course.
trigger Novem. Yeah.
UM is optional. You get to look at the top card and decide whether you want to
Yeah.
trash it.
In that case, I think it's okay. I think what he couldn't take maybe was the playing petty cash.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Good work by our judges.
Now it seems like a big discussion here on the table.
Yeah, maybe Faceless is just rethinking his entire turn now.
Yeah, of course. Of
Uh,
course, these events are like so cool. You meet so many nice people, but It's so cool to chat about a game we all love.
Yeah, this has been a fast-paced game. That Q loop has just vomited out cards, so it feels like it's been a long game, but I think this is probably only turn 7 or so.
So
Corp's slowing down here to consider what he can do to try to push forward. His remote is not safe, presumably, with the Physerum, although it could be a berry.
it's difficult
But
to play against Krimis. Like Krimis, maybe the strongest faction to win out of centrals, because I mean you can really put pressure on all of them, and for the corpus, I mean you cannot just go and invest in your remote when you know that you might lose on central. So you really need to
yes,
think well where you are protecting and which ice placement and all that. And I imagine that's what we are thinking about. Like, how can we push forward without being exposed to lose to multi-access or whatever.
yeah, or Hermes bouncing a key ice or agenda.
Also,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, I'd say that's one of the most fun things about Criminal. I think a lot of Shaper and Anarch decks right now can be so remote focused. The game kind of just ends up revolving around a single remote or a bunch of remotes. But with Criminal, it can be more dynamic,
yeah,
uh, where both remotes and centrals are important. Or for someone like Mercury, maybe only centrals.
yeah. I mean, the Mercury bounces with Hermes, and something can be brutal. I mean, you can dismantle a remote with some multi-access.
Yes, Leela is quite a card, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, we see a Spin Doctor popped. I did not catch what cards were shuffled back. Second ice put on
we
both
are
centrals
double
to shore
icing.
them up. Okay, so
Yeah,
now
we are
there might be a
double
real
icing.
tax besides just the tree lines and that get broken by Chesva Pira. So the corp is electing to slow down a bit. We don't think they have many agendas to push, so this does make sense. Get some kind of tax on centrals before drawing into like agendas or anthill, something good to push in the remote.
There's 5 minutes left in the round.
Wow, time has
Okay.
certainly flown by. The rounds might be a little shorter today as well, since we do need to pack in an extra round. We don't want the top cut players leaving too early. We don't want the people who don't make top cut to miss out on too many side events. It's this new card that's getting installed. An archives check.
Yeah, we are running archives. Yeah.
Is that a borrowed goods? I think so. I was wondering how this criminal deck was gonna pay the MU cost of all these programs. It's like surely not borrowed goods, right?
Yeah, I mean, normally we see one Chesva, one Leech, or two Chesvas, but we are. Yeah, it's very shapery. Also, you're like creating your Doom rig with two Chesvas, one Leech. I mean, suddenly the axes become really nothing in the centrals.
Yeah, and I believe borrowed goods is the only in-faction way for criminal to get more MU than 5, besides the neutral. Is there even a neutral memory chip left in the game? Maybe not. Oh no, there's one that increases your hand size, right?
Memory 400.
Yes, T400 memory diamond. Yeah, I'd love to see borrowed goods here. I guess you just remove the tag. See another damage. Is this another cybernetic?
Maybe we are installing another. It will be a QLOP install maybe.
I believe twinning was installed as well at the left side there. So the Chesvas will power that up. This Doomberg is really taking shape. Soviet Love Hammer will be able to multi-access HQ and then R&D, and it looks like time was called and Soviet Love Hammer wins on 4 points thanks to that Let Them Dream stolen off of the Wake Dig on R&D.
What's the damage for? At the end seemed like a kind of bite or something like that. I don't know, because we took
or was this a measure response? Did the core point? I can't tell exactly how many credits Soviet Love Hammer had access to.
Faceless wins. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the time pressure got to the runner there. She probably could have slow played and forced the corp to just to score out, at least score another agenda to get ahead of her if time is short. But it's hard to turn down all that like DreamNet, Q-Loop, Leech, all the stuff you get from a successful run.
It's really good for installing, but it's true that that might expose you to being installing a lot, even if you do it from Chesva or something that might lead you without so much liquid cash to survive all these threats. So I think that what ended up happening
that board
there.
looks so impressive, and even though it was installed pretty cheaply, there were very few cards that actually put credits in the runner's credit pool, right? There's like 1 or 2 bravados. I think a lot of like events that make money were seen off of things like Gachapon, but not actually played.
I think
Well played for both players. That was a very exciting match.
Yeah. Good luck for the next rounds. We remind people at home that today there is just players that finished yesterday with 12 points or more playing. So has been already a lot of games, and they are like fighting today for going to the top cut. So there will be still some games to get there.
Yes. The most likely cutoff for the cut to top 16, I believe, will be more than 6 wins. If you have 6 wins and some number of draws, you're decently likely to make the top cut. But on only 18 points, you would probably need extremely good tiebreakers. So looking at the standings now, what were the records of those players before this round?
5 and 2.
I believe they were both at 18 points.
5 and 2, yeah.
So it looks like Faceless with that win might have secured a spot in the top 16. And Soviet Love Hammer will have 2 more rounds to get a win and probably be able to sneak in. That's our best guess.
Yeah. Maybe I think we will start to see some IDs from here.
Yes, that'll make things a little more complicated. Probably a lot of the tables above this one have chosen to intentionally draw. Maybe. It feels a little early to do it this round, but certainly starting next round. So new.
And now, broadcasting live from our near-Earth hub studio, we bring you this NBN special report.
Okay, we're going to be streaming White Blade again, table 6. Hello, welcome back to round 9, the penultimate round of Swiss here at Cascadia, American Continentals 2026. I am Timmy, and today I'm joined by Geo Stark. Welcome, Geo Stark.
Hello again. We had a really fun game already today and a lot yesterday, and we are getting closer to know which will be our top cut. This tournament that is really big. We will have a 16 top cut to 16, so really huge event. So we are getting closer to that last sprint, and we will have surely some exciting games.
Yes, double elimination top 16 is always a grind, a long affair. And we still have a lot of hopeful players who can make that cut. At the top, Wickonometry and Why Not, two of our top seeds with 7 wins, have decided to intentionally draw. And for our stream, I believe we will be bringing you Whiteblade again, again on Corp. We streamed their round 2 yesterday with their Nebula deck, and they will be facing Laura 42 running as Magdalene. So a very similar matchup to yesterday, I believe.
Yeah. Yes. I think Laura is very well known to be always playing Shaper. Like she
Absolutely.
has won some mega cities also playing Lat. Last season she was doing some hard work on Dewi. So like as long as
That's
it's
right.
Shaper, she's playing it.
I did
So,
see, I think, 1 or 2 Dewi decks in this tournament, probably inspired by Lara's success.
yeah,
And
so
her
and I think
last
also
popularized
Whiteblade
Valtteri.
made a very well-known Arizona deck. So I think he's very used to all the Shaper shenanigans. This will
Yes,
be
absolutely.
surely a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, unfortunately, Whiteblade took a tough game loss due to accidentally dealing 2 damage instead of 1 and revealing an extra card yesterday. But it looks like they've bounced back fine, and they're definitely in the hunt for the top 16. I wouldn't want to bet against them.
Yeah.
Both of these players are on 6 and 2, so probably 1 win either this round or next round would put them into the top cut.
We are running. Okay. So the Corbins
Ah,
started by playing some operation and protecting both centrals. Like we know Nebula likes to protect HQ and R&D.
yes. And Smiling
And
Serevna, again, the first res from Whiteblade, dealing some damage, putting a tag on. Nebula does get flipped back for the second turn. Laura deciding to poke a little before going into full setup mode as Shaper. Probably a good call to keep Nebula flipped as early as possible while it's still relatively economical.
yeah,
Here
and
comes another
we
operation to
missed
flip back.
the Magdalene install there as we took
Due to the
damage.
damage, yeah. Srevna damage is a little extra good against Mag, who wants to draw cards and not take damage.
An SMC, I think.
Yes. Whiteblade looking for revenge after their game loss yesterday, wanting to redeem themselves on stream.
Oh, this is steal.
Oh, so another lucky swipe from R&D. Nebula does play a lot of agendas. The density is quite high. The ice on R&D is an F2P, which bounced the SMC that was just installed. At least that was free.
And we just put it back.
Was it another king making that was stolen? Yeah, these king
That's
makings
really
just keep
huge.
getting swiped from Whiteblade early.
Yeah.
Very similar to the round 2 game.
agenda is really important because we can is kind of the way the deck has to score a 3-pointer. So
Yes,
we
it's kind of
remind
like
you
a
that that
4-3 agenda.
yeah,
So
it's
like
kind
a
of
3-pointer that can be
4-3. Yeah,
fast advanced. It's pretty
yeah.
crazy as long as you can fit like a bunch of tools into your hand. And that's where king making pairs really well with the 1-pointer that increases hand size. The name suddenly eludes me.
So far, Laura has been flipping every turn Nebula, but I think she's taking this time to set up a bit more and
Yeah,
letting White play
now that
with
ice has
the.
been rezzed on both servers, Whiteblade deciding to double ice R&D, probably because F2P is not a great ice if the runner just decides not to install much.
That's a score.
Oh, first
Yeah,
turn you
we
let Nebula
played Petty
flipped.
Cash that we had on the bin.
And I think that's the hand size agenda.
Yep. I think it's quite an important first score for this deck
Yes, extremely important.
because you want to have a lot of cards in hand to somehow dilute the access they can have in hand. So
And just
it's a
hold
good.
all your fast advance tools as well as agendas. The main
Yeah,
combo in the deck is top-down solutions, installing agenda and Moonpool, and that lets you fast advance a 4 advancement requirement agenda without even being flipped. Very powerful. But to score 3 points with kingmaking, that requires a lot of cards. And ideally, you want all the pieces in your hand before going for the play, lest you waste important operations like top down.
we install what's that? What's that install?
Stream is blurry again. Apologies. Take us a few seconds to
That's
see.
Pelangi
I think it's a cupulation
cupellation. Yeah. So we have propeller
and a propeller in the middle.
and Pelangi. So we are breaking the ice with propeller, and we are flipping back Nebula.
This cupulation could be huge, hitting an important card, deny it from the corp, and then getting a big multi-axis later. Looks like some kind of
We
ice,
are
maybe? It's being stolen by cupulation. The Pelongi propeller combo is a great way to break these ice pretty cheaply and not have to like get an expensive icebreaker and enough money to get through the pretty taxing ice.
that's a big shell, I think.
Yes, and now HQ
Looks
routes
like
are getting more and more economical as long as the propeller lasts, along with the Pelongi. And yes, that was your digital life stolen by the cupulation. Really powerful credit operation for MBN. The SBT narrowly decided not to ban it in order to spare MBN. We saw the work it could do yesterday for Whiteblade's deck. Okay, here comes down the second ice on HQ. This makes
yeah,
sense. This
that's
Nebula's plan is pretty linear. Like, unlike the Nuvum game we saw yesterday, there's no remote push happening here. Uh, the Corp's entire focus is going to be to shore up centrals, and any chance they get to stay flipped will be a scoring threat.
yeah. Read here double icing also because you know that Shaper biggest win condition maybe is deep dive, and that
And incidentally,
Pikachu
Central
may
Ice is
help
very
to
good
get
at
the
it.
second click.
Yes.
So
But it is going to be an expensive matchup to land the deep dive in. Laura's going to have to manage the resources carefully. Try to flip Nebula when she can, but also keep up enough gas in the tank to somehow land a deep dive later, if that is her multi-axis
Have
of
a bit
choice.
more points because in a normal with a normal deck you can kind of with on 2 points or 3 points you can try a deep dive to close the game, but with a deck as Nebula that is not really running 3 pointers, you like to have more points before trying a deep dive.
So we had some kind of judge call here waiting to be resolved, I believe. Or was it resolved already?
They are just laughing. That's so cool to see this high level competition. I mean, they are fighting for getting the top cut on a continental championship, and they still laughing while
Yes.
playing. That's so great to see.
Both Whiteblade and Laura are veterans of this game at this point, but both very kind players. Whiteblade was the organizer for Cascadia until pretty recently, and Laura, I believe, has done her fair share of commentary.
Yeah. She does a lot together with Leah. The dynamic duo.
Yes, powerful testing team. Leo's, I believe, still definitely in the mix for top 16 in this tournament as well. Okay, back to the action. I think the judge call may have been a missed Nebula flip. Okay, Laura doing another setup turn, getting a fermenter down.
We
I
are
think drawing a lot of
glitching, I
cards and
think
discarding it.
daily cast and elimination, and installing fermenter with the Magda click.
Yeah, discarding the daily cast is quite interesting. It's a big money card. 5 credits over a few turns. Does Laura have a more like urgent tempo plan that she's trying to pursue here? Or maybe the other cards in her hand are just too important?
Yeah, maybe either she has another ways that she considered that will burst the economy faster, or she's just judging that she won't have really the time to cash the daily cast. Like that's the thing with Nebula. You kind of feel that you need to run a return.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Here comes the top-down solutions. We might see that the game is in fact progressing faster than one might expect. Yeah, here comes 2 remotes. We expect this to be agenda plus Moonpool. Moonpool, if Whiteblade has more agendas in HQ, will be able to fast advance the agenda. Oh, chat pointing out that Laura is actually floating tags in this game. That is something you can do as Shaper more often in this meta than Criminal or Anarchs. So it does turn off important money resources like daily casts and environmental testing though. So maybe it'll force Laura to pursue a fast win without all of that extra money from resources. But it's
that's
probably not worth clearing
King's making.
three tags with all this tagging ice. There's a second king making. Whiteblade just always has it.
Most likely we are getting, yeah, that's 3 points.
And a second superconducting hub. 9 hand sides for the corp. Quite menacing.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure on Laura on this board state.
Okay, she's trashing the Peach Sao to spec work, I think. It's a non-resource way of making some money in cards. Sure gamble. Okay, she's getting the money. But At this point, does she just have to try for like a lucky deep dive play? Being down 2-4 feels scary in this delusion. She is going for an R&D poke to flip Nebula here.
Wetblade is not sitting in a lot of credits, so
It's true.
that's
They'll probably
that's
need,
maybe a moment in which you can push a bit the axis.
yeah, however, that means they do want to flip back with an economy operation.
Yep.
So they'll probably be able to bounce back and flip. Doesn't look like the top of R&D was kind to lower that time.
An economy operation.
Second petty cash, is that right? Or just hedge fund? Okay, that fermenter is going to give Laura some long-term money here. That's very important. She's drawing
I think
for
mostly
tools.
if she hasn't access to the resources, this money becomes really important.
Other spec work, trashing Pelongi. Yeah, she's keeping afloat well while floating tags. Creative commission to end the turn, discarding a pinhole that's useless, installing another program, it looks like, with mag.
I think it's a revolver.
See some bullets on there. Okay, White Blade is flipped and has a sudden commandment. No, shuffling it back with spin, I think. White Blade is on what, like 8 or 12 credits now? So
Yep.
maybe enough to score another agenda if they just draw whatever they're missing. And the last king making could be game right here.
We're thinking about that's petty cash from the bin.
Oh, that definitely signals a play. Nebula wants to save those petty caches in the bin for an extra click. Okay, so probably scoring some kind of 3 advancement agenda. So tomorrow's headline, giving Laura a 4th tag, going up to 6 points. This is this is so intimidating because now
Yeah.
White Blade can win with just a post-truth dividend.
And mostly now we don't even need to get flipped. I mean, anything that can be fast advanced with a moon pull and with post truth, yeah.
Yeah, Laura needs to make a play as soon as she can. She's gonna go for R&D and hope for the best, it seems. Do you think she has the ability to do a deep dive on this turn?
I think she might be able to get a deep dive, but I don't know if we are able to because we don't have anything on the board to
Yeah, the Peach's
earn
House
extra
gone,
clicks.
so no extra click. Yeah,
That's
even a
mute.
deep dive is most likely not enough. Maybe if the compilation gets lucky though. And she probably has to hope that the ice is pretty porous. But something like a Piranhas with White Blade's big hand size would probably keep her out.
So we are bringing back Pelangi with Muse.
Okay, that's a way to break some end the run ice.
Ah, that's the game. We just showed the post dividend truth and that's game.
Yeah, well played by White Blade there.
Well
Just
played, both
that
players.
was indeed that was blazingly fast from Nebula, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's a matchup that is quite difficult for shapers. I mean, because normally most of shaper decks are like kind of remote camping for a while and after trying to close the games on deep dive. and here is like you're like trying to go faster than they can contest everything. So
Yes, absolutely. Now that Clot is no longer with us, Shapers have become definitely very weak to fast advanced strategies. And Nebula is
like
the purest
both
fast
of them,
advanced
I
strategy
think
there is.
Laura still should have a chance to make the cut. Maybe
I
looking at
agree. I think
the
it'll come down to her last round.
yeah.
Next round will be the final round, round 10. But with this game, I think Whiteblade has secured their spot in the top 16.
Yeah,
So
so
congrats to
to
them.
him, and good luck for the last round for Laura. That was a very fast game.
Yeah, that just seemed like a perfect scoring pattern for Nebula there, right? Scoring Super Nuclear Hub into a second hub with King making into the 3-2 and tomorrow's headline. Very impressive.
Version of the deck is really good. I mean, most of older versions were like relying on when you were playing against you try to access HQ or R&D, like getting really difficult the scores. But with the combo top down into Moonpool and that opens really other possibilities. So I think it turns to be a really good deck.
Yeah, I'm not sure who pioneered this innovation off the top of my head, but Nebula has been like slumbering for a long time. I remember talking with my team, being like, "Hey, is Nebula actually still playable? Why is no one still playing that deck?" Um, I think Ambient's Ice had to be rejiggled a bit against Tungsten Tailor, but people have finally figured out how to make Nebula Fast Advance, I think, look better than it ever has before.
Yeah. So the first time on played by Genonator while I was streaming the APAC Mega Cities, but I don't know if he was the pioneer. But since then, I have been looking more and more Nebula. So nice to see
Yes.
another ID making well in top tables.
Yes, especially NBN, which has had a tough time of it lately.
I'm not a tag
Nebula,
lover, so I cannot say that I'm happy to
uh,
see NBN doing well, but it's good for the game.
I'm a big NBN fan. I am not a big Zero Remote fan. This is not my favorite style of Netrunner, but still happy to see NBN do well, at least a little bit. If Nebula has to be the most popular NBN deck, well, I'll accept it for now.
As long as it's yellow, I'm happy.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us for round 9. That was a fast round. I think we'll probably have a few minutes before the round wraps up. So we'll probably cut to a break here.
And reminding people that this is the second to last. The sorry is the we have just one round more, so we are getting really close to know which is our top cut. So we'll surely come back soon, and stay tuned for
Really exciting time. Don't go anywhere.
to see the last round that will decide those top 16.
The PD should be a rush deck against Seb. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final round of Cascadia 2026. I'm Timmy, and here with me is Geostark, commenting the last round of Swiss. Geostark, what do you think of the games we've witnessed so far?
Has been so great that there is really we have seen two really different matchups, and it's really great showing today to have so many different decks fighting for the last places on the cut, and we are sure ahead at last final round, an exciting round for the end of the Swiss rounds.
Yes, absolutely. To give you all a quick update, we have 4 intentional draws this round. So that suggests that we have 8 players who feel they are locked for top 16. And then the remaining 8 seats will come down to who wins in this one final round. So because the top 4 tables are IDing, we will be bringing you table 5. And it's an exciting one because HB is, I believe, the least represented faction on either side this tournament, and we finally get to watch an HB game.
It's so surprising how the RLC red level clearance ban has swift the meta. I mean, Combo PD was a pretty strong deck, probably one of the strongest deck to play in Corp, and now that is banned. I mean, to see in the first big tournament that low representation of HB is really impressive. How a band can switch a meta and change a lot of things.
Absolutely. Combo PD, this is like a flood the market deck that's trying to score like 6 or 9 points in a single turn. I think this type of combo deck is not most Netrunner players' cup of tea, so probably people were glad to have an excuse not to try to learn that deck.
It's
But
very demanding.
yes, but red level clearance definitely has also had probably a bit of splash damage on other HB archetypes. My beloved Mirror Morph is pretty sad. But so yeah, HB only 11% of the day 1 metagame. There were 6 precision design players, and today I believe we will be streaming one of my Logic Bond teammates, Penguin, playing precision design.
It will be against Myriad that will be on Seb. I mean, Seb was really strong at the beginning of Vantage Point meta, and with Ashen ban, a card that allows the runner to reshuffle the whole discard pile
Cheap.
into a new deck.
Mhm. -5
Uh,
cards.
was really making Seb really strong, and we saw it really less after that ban, but recently has been getting stronger in tournaments, and so I think we are ahead. A very interesting game. Let's see what kind of PD Penguin is playing, because I think the Acid one normally has a really difficult matchup into Seb.
I believe this is just a straight up rush PD, very
Yeah,
old school style.
what normally we call rec PD, like trying to create a strong remote with very well protected and try to install faster than the runner can contest. So
Yes, rush out agendas with seamless launch, then use PD to recur seamless launch. So you're always threatening scores even without pre-advancing your agendas. And it's probably a decent matchup against Seb. It'll be very dependent on draw order for sure, but Seb does need some time usually to get their tools. However, Seb does have access to really efficient ways of trashing PD's troublesome ice, like Brand 1.0. So I imagine it'll be quite a close matchup.
Yeah. And normally, the game, if the game gets longer, that normally favors Seb, because I mean Seb is trying to build this kind of inevitability, to have a really strong board in which they are kind of getting everywhere and destroying the ice. So I think will be really interesting to see if we can rush before Seb can get to that. Oh, we are playing seamless direct. Wow.
On a naked remote? Wow, this is blazingly fast.
That's fast.
Penguin going for a really cheeky sneak out here? Is that what's happening? Hedge fund into another seamless. Wow.
Love it.
Scoring Midnight 3 Arcology, drawing 3. So this is probably inspired by Man of the Moon's Shoot the Moon deck from a few seasons ago. Probably splashing your digital life to get a lot of money after drawing a lot of cards. That was a really bold and cool corp turn there. And the runner still has not set up any cards, it looks like, though they did manage to snipe a second copy of Midnight 3 earlier.
Yeah. This card is really good in rush decks. That allows you to find more things to push, and I think against Seb is really important. You really need to get out of the game before Seb doesn't let you any out.
Yeah, with the banning of Off-World Office a few months ago, I think a lot of these PD decks have just switched to Midnight 3 as a pretty logical replacement. You shift your style a bit to probably focus a bit more on operations that you can play with off the cards you draw, but it seems like it hasn't impacted the overall strategy too much. So
Seb's side seems like kind of a slow start. I mean,
it's a little bit. Seb has amanuensis down, a resource I didn't quite catch, and Penguin here is just throwing down cards. He has Hagen and Drafter on centrals, and he's played some operations, I think.
he's making money. That's maybe hedge or some kind of money operation.
I think it's double your digital life. I haven't seen this alternative to your digital life before.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Wow. Are we on big
A lot
deal?
of cats. I would guess one copy of Big Deal.
Okay. Yeah, because that big money indicates somehow we maybe need big money for something.
Yeah, managing to sneak out that Midnight 3 is put Yasser pretty well ahead, it feels like. He feels comfortable enough to even devote a nice to archives to try to shut down privilege access. Presumably he's drawn into the tools he needs to keep pushing agendas, although there's no remote setup just yet. And Seb is taking some time to set up. I think that's a Hannah installed and an Audrey. But it'll be a little difficult getting through all these ice servers. The Audrey does not start with any virus counters to break anything. So seems like Myriad might want a way to trash an ice, or might have to eat some subroutines in order to get in and start the Audrey rolling. I don't think PD plays too many trashables either, and some of them are very expensive, like Tranquility Home Grid.
Yeah, and Penguin has done a great job protecting all centrals. And because with Seb, the archives gets really important at some point of the game. So making every access as difficult as possible, it really helps against Seb. There's a judge call there.
Seems like maybe just a quick question.
Yeah.
I think we're still in the middle of the corpse turn. No, the runner's drawing actually. So seems like Yasser needs to draw more cards, get something to jam in the remote, and the runner has a bit more time to set up. There's Solidarity Badge, I think,
Yeah.
to combo with Amanuensis. Aaron has managed to get that going with a tag as well, maybe from Hannah doing an unsuccessful run. Perhaps I missed some other attack source.
Yeah, no. But Penguin here is like setting a threat on the remote, and with this kind of deck that wants to rush every card in the remote, mostly if you can recur seamless launches, is a threat. So
Yes.
Seb
Did you
really
catch
needs to
whether
find something.
Penguin? Did you catch whether Penguin took back one of the seamless launches on that Midnight 3 score?
Yeah, I guess so. One of the two that he used for the midnight. Yeah.
That is usually the default target for precision design.
Seb now is kind of setting the engine, but he needs to get some access here, trash some cards.
Yeah, it seems like Seb is really looking for Araceris crew and ice lowering effects like Devil Charm. Here comes probably a Gourmand to be able to guarantee a trash.
Yeah, it's like Vermont.
And I think he's running through this drafter and letting it fire.
Yeah.
Drafter's such a defining ice for HB. Cheap, efficient, and often the runner just cannot afford to let it fire, but part of running against HB is knowing when you can afford to let the drafter fire. Okay, looks like a humanoid is going to come back into a new remote, and that does pose the risk of powering up Audrey, but it also taxes a click and a credit from Seb. Spin Doctor's on top. Aaron will pay to trash that one.
It's good to get an Audrey counter and also the Solidarity Badge.
Yes, and keep the Gourmand around for an important operation. Looks like we have another judge call. So if that was last click by the runner, then this humanoid is actually going to fire. Unless Penguin wants to score out instead. Okay, maybe some kind of extra card knocked off of R&D, just leading to a quick shuffle.
Like there is still a click from the runner.
Going into HQ with that Audrey counter.
Ah, that's a transfer.
Oh, yes, that's always a big swing. When the tag is not a downside, transfer of wealth is a pretty disgusting
We
card.
install Manuel, so we will see 2 cards.
Oh, and he's able to trash the seamless with Gourmand.
What was the second card?
This is a very strong pivot from Sebastiano. He has 18 credits now. A lot of the tools he needs. What can PD do? Is this a score?
We're yeah.
Looks like he had the last seamless.
Yeah. I guess the second card we saw was another seamless. But I didn't see it so clearly, but I think he accessed 2 seamless in hand.
And is this another Midnight 3? The third one? No, Architect Deployment Test is being resolved. So the corp is looking at the top 5 cards and getting to install one of them for free. Importantly, this also does not shuffle R&D. It doesn't let you reorder the top either, I believe, but it gives the corp full knowledge of the next 4 cards of R&D. That's potentially very powerful. After resolving that trigger, yes, shoring up that remote against the charged up Audrey makes a lot of sense, and decides to indeed pull back Seamless again. That's the last copy of Seamless launch and circulation. Penguin is off to a fast start, but scoring the last 3 points might be a little more challenging. There's only one Seamless available. I imagine the most natural scoring pattern would be to be able to install Advance Amelia's City Luxury line and hope that the runner doesn't have the clicks and resources necessary to get into that tough remote with a Brawn on it. However, we also suspect with this more shoot the moon style that Penguin might have access to Big Deal. If he can just get enough credits, he could score the last 3 points out of hand. Choosing to score that turn, though, does mean leaving that humanoid resources left naked on the table. That's an easy trash for Seb, and that extra virus counter could, plus extra solidarity badge trigger, this could be a big deal. At least it looks like.
And if we are in a big deal deck, we can actually score that from hand. Like we were discussing the possibility of one in the deck. But now we are further from that economically.
Yeah, Myriad is going after R&D first, actually.
Yep.
Without Hannah yet, checking the remote isn't free anymore. I believe she was popped last turn to get a big turn. Here comes the first Araceris crew, gaining a tag. Seb using the tag to put down a cheap friend of a friend.
He's running the...
Was this crew able to trash the drafter? Or did Aaron just want to take a tag in order to...
I think he wanted to take the attack to for Manuel and for the
trigger
amanuensis.
for amanuensis, yes, and he'll
Yeah.
be able to remove the tag for free with solidarity badge.
Yep.
But the -2 strength, I don't believe played a role there. He just used Audrey to break the drafter.
So we just purged. The corp just purged.
Okay, that makes sense. Why Yasser was willing to leave the humanoid naked on the table, and now it'll be up to Myriad to just probably looking really for a Devil Charm, a Tungsten Tailor, or a Leech, something to use the crew to trash one of these ice.
We are installing the second Aracer as well as the first.
That is another way to lower the ice strength. So each Araceris crew lets you take a tag once per turn to lower ice strength, but if you have 2 copies, you can do that twice. That's enough to lower the drafter to 0 strength and trash it, although it does mean Seb is taking 2 tags, while Seb would normally rather only have 1 tag at a time. Did you catch what the top card of R&D is?
Or that I have never seen. But it seems an operation.
Might have been a Tranquility Home Grid.
Maybe, yes.
Definitely some kind of alternative. Full art. Oh, and down goes the HQ ice as well. Or no? Not quite yet. I'm not sure how that one was trashed, actually. Was there a Devil Charm?
Oh, we have destroyed all ice in centrals.
Centrals are
Almost.
wide open except for archives.
We are accessing 2 cars here.
Yeah, it's tense time. See if PD can manage to repair centrals while also putting on a threat, or if Penguin just has the last agenda to push, maybe. If he does here, maybe these open centrals won't do much. If Zeb can't like transfer again.
Yeah, that's the thing about Sev, that he can put a lot of pressure on all centrals, and that makes the game for the corp really complicated, because you're not just getting accesses, you're destroying the servers, and that is always harder for the corp to come back.
Yeah, it can be tough for PD to have the tempo to contest these resources that are so hard to trash from Sebastian. You have to discard valuable tools from your hand to do it, in addition to the 2 credits and a click.
We'll say we don't really have something to push.
Looks like maybe not. Maybe no luxury line yet. Penguin opting to shore up centrals a little bit here. Every ice should slow down the runner a bit now that the crews are gone. Now that 2 copies of crew are gone, if this archives ice can hold against the privilege access.
Yeah, normally.
The runner on 1 Audrey counter and 3 leech counters, I see. So the leech was used to trash the Hagen.
Yeah, a lot of Sev players normally says that you should avoid to let an Aruceras or something while you're floating attack, because you know that it's a number 1 enemy for the corp, and Penguin here taking the click and the card to destroy the Aruceras there.
Oh, was there an error? Was there a 3rd crew that Penguin was able to trash?
Yeah. That's Praxis. Yeah. Event
Oh, there's an
Horizon.
event horizon to guarantee
Interesting.
stopping the privileged access. Yasser just popping that right away. Was there... The runner didn't have a way to trash the event horizon there, did he?
Yeah, he could go with the other counters.
Yeah, he could have broken, but I didn't even
So I think
see
he
Penguin forcing him
decided
to
to
break.
trash it to avoid the value from Praxis. He
Yeah, I
could wait.
just thought he could have maybe made Audrey spin a counter before doing that.
Yeah. Of course he could.
Okay, what's going on now? Second Praxis?
He's
Just an archives run?
looking archives. He's checking archives.
Denying that crew recursion is pretty big, but there are definitely 2 more copies of privileged access unless they were discarded.
Yeah. And recent list have also 1 or 2 copies of Katorga, which allows to recover some operations also.
Yes, good call. Katorga for privileged access could be a big swing. Looks like credit totals have gone down a bit from all this action. Both players sitting on maybe 7 to 9 credits.
Yeah. But definitely Sefs is someone that can play with low credit totals.
Yes,
So
whereas PD will probably need quite a few credits to res this ice.
yeah.
We're having a think. He's pretty heavily committed into the remote, but it seems like he maybe doesn't have something to push or just doesn't feel secure enough. Seb is so threatening with Audrey threatening to break any ice, with Leech providing strength support.
Yeah, my guess is that we are not finding something to push, or not what we want to push.
So a card does go down to the remote. R&D gets shored up a bit to deny just easy accesses. I think the Corp was able to trash manual earlier, prioritizing getting rid of that, usually a one-of copy, the only multi-access available to Sebastian. So PD playing a bit of a slower game. I don't hate it.
That's Eru.
Oof. Leaving archives open gets punished by error. So with threat 3, she's going to kind of do a manual impression, seeing 2 cards off the top through archives. There's a second agenda stolen. Looks like a mirrored agenda, ADT being stolen. Score is 4-4.
Corp is popping Hana to remove the tag and gain a click.
There's the second
And
privilege
now we're
access. This is looking pretty good for the runner.
Yeah.
The Corp will need, just, it seems like, more resources than they have to be able to push out the last 3 points. And the runner is just getting really far ahead by getting to recur a resource, a gourmand. Manual plus error means archives can be 3 cards off the top of R&D. He just needs to see 1 3-pointer with a click to spare.
Yeah, he's really trying to insist a lot on R&D also, because I mean, you don't want the corp to have the opportunity to jam on the remote at the last point, so they need to win.
Yeah,
We still don't
just
know if
doesn't.
that is the points on the remote, but
with only access to 1 seamless, it's got to be decently hard to score 3 points from this position.
yeah. And sitting at 8
Unless the
credit.
Corp has like 10 more credits than we think they do.
We are trashing Eru, it seems.
Yes,
Protecting
mixing archives
Arc.
again as well. Yeah, committing to the slower play, denying Seb is important. Connections, but is this another transfer?
That's a threat lightly, I think.
Tread lightly on R&D, interesting.
That's
Yeah, just trying to get these accesses in. Combinator counter,
That's
not quite game.
steal. That's
Oh,
game.
it is. That was luxury line. Click to
Yeah.
spare. That was game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as we said, that once Sevis start to put pressure, it really gets hard for the corp to come back, because they start to attack all servers and get accesses very cheap.
It was just too much momentum for Seb. Penguin put a lot of ice down on the remotes, because if you don't, then you can't push safely. But then that left the centrals too vulnerable to some key ice trashes. Like every central that gets opened just compounds into like more and more devastating value for the runner. So it's an avalanche that Penguin didn't have time to come back from.
So that was round 10. So I think that will be all for us today. Will be another team of commentating, another commentating team for the top cut. And but was a really good game. I think a really interesting matchup, and a Corp trying to rush into a set that tries to get accesses everywhere, and well played to both players.
Yeah, well played. Congratulations to Myriad for making the cut. That felt like a pretty fast game, so I think we'll
Yep.
have a few more minutes before all the games wrap up and the final standings are available.
Yeah.
So we will have to bid you farewell for now. Thank you very much for joining us for the Swiss rounds of Cascadia 2026. Stay tuned in just a few minutes for the uh, the end of round 10, the final standings, the announcement of the top cut. That will all be happening pretty soon.
I think we will stay
Thanks so much for watching.
doing the cut. We'll come back for doing the cut announcement in some minutes when round will be over. I would like to also to make some shout outs before we go to a short break. But someone on the Discord was saying how inspiring has been to see all this real genius, computer geniuses trying to solve all the difficulties we have had with this tournament. So really shout out to all these people that has worked so hard to find solutions to all the difficulties we had. So they are the real runner, the real life runners. So
Yes, real life hacking.
yeah, thanks for all
Hacking
the work
the
and all the
tournament back
job
into
you have done.
existence.
So
All right, I guess we'll be back soon. So stay tuned for news of who made the top 16. Exciting times.
you for volunteering your time to the Symbian Consumer Marketing Focus Group. Your opinions are valuable to us and we want to know what they are. Tell us everything. 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 Tell us everything. 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 Tell us everything. Everything. Everything.
Okay, welcome. We have finally wrapped up all the Swiss rounds of Cascadia 2026 American Continentals by Null Signal Games. And we are ready to announce your top 16 that will be played out very shortly in the same venue at Mox Bellevue. I am Timmy. I have with me again Gio. Gio, would you like to kick us off with announcing our first seed?
Yeah, of course. So we have first place sitting as King of Swiss. Why not? And second, Econometry, both with with 23 points.
Yes, Why Not is on Restoring Humanity and Lou Party Animal. Wikinometry is on Nuvum Essay, as well as Magdalene Kino Kimutai.
Then we have with 22 points in third Kablush, in fourth Whiteblade, in fifth Riel, in sixth Ebri, in seventh Lia, and in eighth Faceless, all of them with 22 points.
Yes, it was a clean cut to top 8, and these 8 players will get to choose whether they play Corp or Runner for the first round of the cut, happening very soon.
Then to continue the cut, we have Thomas Haas in 9th. In 10th, Uskite, Uskite, I think. Myriad in 11th. Cybershark on 12th. Osa on 13. Friday 14. And Laura 42 in 15th. All of them with 21 points.
Yes, so exactly 7 wins. And then because we have a top 16, we have one more slot to one lucky player who had fewer than 7 wins. And that is going to be, drumroll please.
Be good to me with 19 points. So that will be the 16 players that will continue to the top cut. And yeah, so good luck to all of them. And
Big congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations too.
Yes. There were 2 other players who sadly were on the bubble and just missed the top 16 on tiebreakers. Those are Sarastine and Pailu, both on 19 points. Condolences. You came really close. Better luck next time.
So I think that will be all for us too. Thanks for watching and following the end of the Swiss rounds. We will let you in really good hands for the top cut. And again, shout out to everyone making all this possible. Thanks, Timmy, to share the stream with me, and I hope to meet you all soon for more Netrunner.
Yeah, definitely. But just before we go, it looks like Cobra has put up some stats. Do you want to quickly go over those?
Yeah, we have the
Yeah.
we have the we have 50% Wayland for the top cut.
Only a slight increase from 45% of the overall field. But yes, 50% Wayland and 50% Anarch as well. So Anarch converted quite well into the top. And that's going to be 5 loot players and 3 Seb players, comprising half of the top 16.
Wayland is 5 up players, not surprise. 2 Novem and 1 Bandgun. So we have 1 Restoring Humanity, someone that really took NSG advice to go from Melies to Restoring Humanity.
Yep, Jinteki Glacier is still good. And that was Why Not the first seed, by the way.
Well, yeah. So, and yeah, we will have also 3 Magdalene, 1 Arizona, 1 Bass, 1 Lat, 1 Mosley Hat, and 1 Vic on the runner side. And to finish the corp, we'll have 3 Nebula, 2 Ayuko, 1 HB, and 1 LU. So good luck and congratulations to everyone making the cut and to everyone that has played. So has been so far an amazing tournament.
Aside from the Anarch and Wayland dominance, it looks like a very even split. I'm quite excited to see some of these IDs show us what they can do. Rooting for the Baz player, our 16th place PT Too Good To Me. Exciting to see if Baz can put up good results. And yeah, again, thank you for joining us. It's been a true pleasure to co-cast Cascadia. And stay tuned for the top cut happening very soon.
See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Always be running. Take care.